Hey man, what's going on? Alright. Well, not a lot's going on here. Anyhow, so yeah, I'll go ahead and just do a video. It's just gonna be whatever, bro. I did a video this morning and it was just like a big whatever video, and I was not impressed at all with it. But I just decided, fuck it, I'm gonna post it anyways, because whatever, who cares, you know? So I posted it. And then after I posted it, then I rewatched it, and it came out better than I thought. Like, I thought, because I'm not really talking about nothing, you know? It's just like blah, 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 blah. But it was funny to watch, you know? So then I was like, all right, cool, man, you know? I'm glad it turned out better than I thought. And then I went back a little later, and YouTube had taken it down. They took it down pretty quick, and I was like, yep. So then I kind of looked into it a little bit. You know, like they say, you know, I can contest it. I've already gone through all this shit before with contesting videos. It never does any good, you know. And you know, I'll say this, dude. Okay, like just about this subject and like YouTube. Honestly, I can't really fault YouTube for taking my video down. Not because I said anything that's super fucked up and shit, but because so many people are fucking saying all this stupid shit regarding the topic that I was discussing, that you know, they just leave it no choice but to just start deleting everybody who's talking about it, because everybody's just so fucking full of shit on it, and they're, you know, like calling for the death of them. Like just it's so dumb, bro. And so that's what I was going on and on, talking about how stupid it is. I call him the JPQ-tard. And they're so fucking stupid. The JPQ-tard, they're so fucking stupid, dude. Like I was talking about how people argue that flat earthers are stupid. Flat earthers are fucking geniuses compared to the JP fucking Q-tard. And if you don't know what a JPQ-tard is, look into it. Like, it's very easy to look into what a JPQ-tard is. All it is like the JPQ. What's the JPQ? That's the term used for the discussion about Israel and the Jews. JPQ is an acronym for Jewish Problem Question. And that's what they use, this acronym, right? Like, you know, we need to talk about the JPQ. And then they go on and on, start calling for the death and all this. And they're total retards, dude. And that's why I call them JPQ-tards. And I am so fucking sick of this fucking black mass mob of fucking JPQ-tards all over the internet. It's so fucking retarded, dude. And that's why YouTube deleted my video. Not because of what I'm saying, but because your typical average JP fucking Q-tard that's like your typical internet fucking participant is a fucking JPQ-tard. And so because the JPQ-tard is so fucking stupid and always saying the stupidest shit all the fucking time, it forces the hand of YouTube to just start deleting these motherfuckers because they say the stupidest fucking shit constantly all the time. And so I can't fault YouTube for deleting my video, even though I didn't say anything. It's just because the subject of the JPQ-tard was a part of my video. And the JPQ-tard buzz terms is what flags the fucking YouTube bots to take down videos, because the YouTube bot automatically assumes when they see these JPQ-tard buzz terms, when they see or hear them on a video, they automatically assume, oh, it's a JPQ-tard, and so they just delete the video. And I have to say, I support this. Like, just delete these motherfuckers. Like, you know, I don't think that stupid people have the right to fucking spew their stupidity all over the fucking place. That's not what freedom of speech was not intended to allow the voices of stupid people to fucking vomit out their fucking diuretic fucking brain farts. And so I can't fault YouTube for doing that. Like, extreme times call for extreme measures. If you have this big, gigantic black mass mob of retards that just cannot shut the fuck up about the stupidest fucking shit, and they just go on and they'll aggressively push it any and everywhere. Well, that's a drastic thing that calls for drastic measures. So YouTube's just, you know, YouTube is, see, BitChute fosters the JPQ-tard. BitChute is now the welcoming mat for all the JPQ-tards. And so when you go to BitChute, every other video is a JPQ-tard fucking JPQ-tardation. And it's all over on BitChute. They're the dumbest, dude. Like people say flat earthers are stupid. Dude, give me a fucking break. People that say flat earthers are stupid, they're too afraid to talk about how stupid the JPQ-tard is. That's it, bottom line. They're too afraid to call out how stupid the JPQ-tard is. And one of the big reasons they're afraid to call out how stupid the JPQ-tard is because their video will get taken down. If you call out how stupid the JPQ-tard is and you're not careful with how you word it, YouTube will just take your video down because YouTube will assume that you are another JPQ-tard. That's how bad JPQ-tardism has gotten. The JPQ-tard fatigue. I have such JPQ-tard fatigue that it is just immeasurable. You can't take its measure how stupid the fucking JPQ-tard is. And they are everywhere. It is so fucking dumb. And again, the reason no one is calling them out is because most websites now, if you're not careful how you word calling out the JPQ-tard, the website will just assume that you're another JPQ-tard and they'll just delete your shit. Guaranteed. And I coined the term JPQ-tard. I'm the one that came up with the term JPQ-tard. Nobody uses the term JPQ-tard. Again, if you don't know what JPQ is, just kind of like look around on the internet and find out what is this acronym JPQ, because that's what it is. JPQ is an acronym that anti-Semites use to basically like signal that they're having a discussion about the Jewish problem question, right? They're JPQ-tards. And all they do is foam at the mouth. They're foaming at the mouth, screaming for the death of all the Jays, like, and they are so fucking retarded. It's so embarrassing. And so this is what I was talking about in my video. And I was just venting about how it's this stupid fad that within not very long, it might take a couple years for the fad to completely die out, but it's gonna die out. Like it already has. This is one of the big reasons that everybody left BitChute is because of the JPQ-tard. And BitChute encourages the JPQ-tards because because it's all about numbers and money and clicks and likes. And BitChute needs clicks, BitChute needs likes and clicks, and BitChute needs activity. And so if they can get like masses of stupid people on their site, then that's what they're going to do, because it's all about success. It's not about bringing a free speech platform with free thinkers and free ideas and stuff. That's not what BitChute is about, though that's what BitChute claims it is. All BitChute is about is money. And so if making money means opening the floodgates to allow a bunch of stupid people onto the BitChute site, that's exactly what they're going to do. This is why I have more respect at this point for YouTube than I do BitChute, because YouTube doesn't give a fuck. It's like, no, we're going to fucking censor you. If you're a fucking retard, we're just going to censor you. And if you don't like it, well, go fuck off. Go to BitChute then. See, YouTube doesn't give a shit. One of the reasons YouTube doesn't give a shit is because they're so big. They're so much bigger than BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble, and all these others. They don't really give a fuck. Either use their site or don't. If you don't, they couldn't care less, And that's why YouTube, and it's kind of like a corporation. A corporation's just a corporation. You don't want to buy their shit? Fuck off. That's the attitude of a corporation. It's like, we're here to make money. You don't like it? Go fuck yourself. That's how a corporation is. Now, if you were to compare a corporation to a nonprofit, like a homeless service provider organization or any nonprofit, homeless service provider is just one example of any nonprofit. The nonprofit is going to hide behind a banner of do-goodism. They're going to be like, we're here to help. We're here to help the people. Whereas the corporation is like, we're not here to help anybody but ourselves. Buy our shit. You don't like it? Fuck off. That's how a corporation is. Whereas a nonprofit is like, we're here to help. We're here to help. And they'll grovel and kiss anybody's ass. But see, both of those entities are both after the same thing. Money. Corporations and nonprofits. See, nonprofit is lying to you right to your face. So nonprofit is like the wolf in sheep's clothing. Whereas corporation is just the wolf without the disguise. A corporation is just, there is no disguise. The mask's off. They're like, hey, we're a bunch of fucking assholes here to make a bunch of money. Buy our shit. Oh, you're not going to buy our shit? Fuck you then. See, whereas the nonprofit is like, we're here to help you. We're not here to make any money, and we'll kiss your ass for any little shekel that you could possibly give us, because we're here to help you. And this is what BitChute has become. It's like so the nonprofit always hides behind the banner of do-goodism. We're a not-for-profit. We're not like the evil corporations. We're a not-for-profit. Yeah, and see, that's what makes nonprofits worse than corporations. Because nonprofits, at least corporations aren't lying to you. They're like just transparent. They're like, hey, we're here to fucking steal your money, motherfucker. Whereas the nonprofit, they're like acting like they're going to help you. And see, that's what BitChute is. BitChute is like, we're here to protect free speech. And no, they're not. No, they're not. They're there to make as much fucking money as they possibly can. That's why they want all the retarded JPQ tards all flooding into their thing. And, so it's like, whatever. It's like, whatever. Like, if you have a good argument about the JPQ, you don't need to foam at the mouth and talk about the death of all the J's and all. You don't need to. You don't need that if you have a good argument. See, that's the thing. They don't have a good argument. The only thing that they can do is to foam at the mouth and scream for the death of all the G. And then they always lie. They're always constantly lying all the time. Oh, we didn't do that. I never saw anybody on BitChute ever do that. It is so fucking dumb, bro. Again, I have far more respect for a fucking flat earther than I do a fucking piece of shit JPQ-tard. And then people might assume that it's because I'm trying to protect or defend the J or whatever. It's like, dude, like, no, I just don't like you pissing in my hand and telling me it's fucking raining. That's all it is. Has nothing to do with, oh, I have to defend the J. No, I don't. Like, dude, the JPQ-tard's own retardation is I mean, it's self-defeating. Like they're a bunch of suicidal fucking retarded maniacs. Like, they're gonna accidentally blow their own head off before they do anything about the alleged J conspiracy. They're so stupid. They'll kill themselves. They already are. They're killing everything about what they stand for and believe in. It's all just bullshit. And they all know it, and they don't care. They just gotta double down on their lies. They're fucking liars, dude. It's all big. So anyway, so I was venting about that, and that's why they took my channel. So my YouTube video got taken down because I was talking shit about the JPQ-tards. That's why my video got taken down. Not because I was talking shit about the J's, but because I was talking shit about the JPQ-tards. The irony, right? The irony. Yeah, things are not what they seem. Things are not what we are told. Be careful who you listen to and you're being, like, literally, dude, like, oh no, they're censoring all the JPQ-tards. No, they're not. They're censoring me because I'm calling out the JPQ-tard, you stupid. And this is on YouTube. On YouTube, they're censoring me because I'm calling out the JPQ-tard, and I'm getting censored. Like, it's hilarious, bro. It's fucking hilarious. Like, you can't make this shit up, bro. You can't even make this shit up. So anyways, what the fuck ever, right? So anyways, and that was basically what my whole video was. It was just like a what the fuck ever. But anyways, yeah, but I'm not concerned. They did, and like I said, I have to sympathize with YouTube. As far as like, dude, there is shit that is so fucking stupid that it should be censored because of how stupid it is. There's a ton of shit that they might as well censor it. Because all stupid shit does is censor and suppress other voices that should be heard. I mean, it's ridiculous, dude. This is the level of advancement that they've like they have advanced the technique of censorship far beyond what, in my opinion, what people understand. Like, let me put it to you this way. So they have technology to infest areas of the internet with a bunch of bots. So if you're just one individual, and say you're in some kind of forum on the internet and you're trying to speak some truth to power, and they don't like it, well, all they got to do is infiltrate that whole discussion and thread with a bunch of fucking bots that just talk a bunch of gobbledygook, garbage, lie, bullshit. But see, so there's no evidence of censorship, because how do you know if those are bots or not, right? Well, it's just like the dead internet theory. See, this is why they say it's a theory, because there is no proof, because you can't tell the difference between a bot and a real person often, which is why I do video. Look at this video. You can see me. You see me fucking talking. I mean, it'd have to be pretty fucking good AI, which I'm sure they have AI technology to create a video like this where you see me and it appears to be me. And it'll get that, probably in my lifetime, it'll get that bad, where somebody could just do an AI video that looks as good as this video right now, where it looks as believable as this video. But I'm telling you, this is me. I'm not a, like, as far as I know, I'm not a bot. As far as I know, I'm not artificial intelligence. But, you know, we could speculate that till the end of time, I suppose. Whether or not, you know, I'm a biological product of my parents or I'm some, you know, a transhumanist cybernetic organization created by, you know, a shadow government or something. But in all reality, like, who fucking cares, man? I mean, ultimately, because if it's possible if those possibilities are possible, well, then it's possible that there's like an actual just and fair God out there that's gonna fucking like enact justice on all these fucking evil motherfuckers in the end anyway. So, man, ultimately, what does it fucking matter in the end, you know? But anyway, whatever. So I'm just whatever. You know, I had some ideas of shit I wanted to talk about in this video, but I got totally sidetracked by this stupid fucking JPQ shit. I'm telling you, these guys are so dumb. And I get tired of it. I get tired. I'm telling you, it's so exhausting to listen to this JPQ-tarded fucking idiocy all fucking day on the internet. Whatever, though. Whatever. It doesn't matter. You know, and, you know, it's insane. And you know what it does? It silences people like me who are talking about, like, that tens of thousands of displaced U.S. citizens are dying every year from homelessness. It silences that. My last video that's you know, visible on my channel, that's what I talked about. That it is like confirmed that there is at least, you know, like 25 to 50,000 people, U.S. citizens, displaced citizens, that die from homelessness every fucking year. And who's talking about that? Is Richie from Boston talking about it? No. Is anybody, TrueStream Media, Really Graceful, The Corbett Report, anybody? No, absolutely not. Because they're a bunch of fucking shill, sellout, cunt pieces of shit. And they know it. And if they've ever come across my video talking shit about him, if they're watching this video right now, you know you're a piece of shit. You know you've never talked about all the tens of thousands of homeless, displaced fucking citizens that die from homelessness every year. I mean, that it's 50,000 a year is a conservative estimate. And all you sellouts, you never talk about it. Because all you ever do is follow what the headline is. Oh, Iran, you know, whatever it is. Iran, Epstein. It's always the headline that you pulled off of mainstream media. That's always ever what it is. Where's the mainstream media headline about how, you know, 30 to 60,000 fucking U.S. displaced citizens die every year from homelessness? Where's the headline story for that? Nowhere. And if there was one, would anybody pay attention to it? Fuck no. No. There's way more important shit than that going on. Okay, so for all you people that believe this, that there's way more important shit, how many tens of thousands would it take before it would be worthy of being covered on a channel like The Corbett Report or Really Graceful or Richie from Boston or any of these fucking cunts? Any of them. How many tens of thousands does it take? You know, remember that Tootsie Roll, that commercial? Well, I'm Gen X, so I remember the commercial from the watching cartoons as I was a kid. And there was the fucking owl, and he was licking the fucking Tootsie Pop. And the question was, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? Well, how many tens of thousands of U.S. displaced citizens need to die from homelessness every year before it ends up on the front page of the Corbett Report or Richie from Boston or fucking because 25 to 60,000 per year apparently isn't enough. Apparently it's not enough, you guys. To even mention, even in passing or anything. Yeah. No, because it's not popular. It's not trending. These guys, they're not journalists. They're just going for whatever that their target audience is, the low IQ fucking masses. That's all it is. And they have no shame about it either. Their whole logic behind it is well, everybody has to make a living. Yeah, it's all about money, huh? Yeah, you don't want to end up homeless and dead on the street, so you got to do some kind of sellout, fucking bootlicking, fucking cockroach, fucking bullshit to make sure that you're not the one dying of homelessness, right? Whatever it takes, I guess. Just sell out and chill. You know? Pathetic, bro. Are you picking up what I'm putting down here? Because I don't see anybody like outside of a handful of people, my quality subscribers. Nobody's picking it up, dude. They rather drink all this fucking influencer Kool-Aid. It's a joke, bro. It's a joke. And you know how you can tell it's a joke? All the JPQ tards every fucking where. Again, you think flat earthers are stupid? Bro, dude, you're just too fucking much of a pussy to call out the JPQ tard, because what'll happen if you do? Well, your video will get taken down just like mine did this morning. And you can't have that because your videos are monetized with sponsorship and shit. It's a joke, dude. Like the whole thing is a fucking one big joke. Remember that fucking movie, fucking The Watchmen? And that's what the comedian's whole fucking thing was just, that was his whole point. It's like, this is all one big fucking retarded diuretic joke, dude. How right he seemed to be, right? Wow, maybe the whole movie was all along was really about the comedian and how right he was. It's all just one big pathetic fucking shit show joke, you know. Now, I'm not a nihilist. Just because this is all one, I'm talking about the three-dimensional world, which is what the comedian was talking about. The three-dimensional world is one big fucking retarded, pathetic piece of shit joke. But does that mean there is so much more than the third dimension? So much more. And see, what it is you got all these people that base their entire life on the three-dimensional world. And so they would interpret what I'm saying as complete hopelessness. Like there's no hope. Well, that's because all you see is the three-dimensional world. You can't see past the third dimension. And I'm not saying this in any kind of woo-woo sense either. I mean, there is no woo-woo-ness to it at all. It's just a part of natural law, dude. There is more in nature than the three-dimensional. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at all if it's scientifically proven, and it probably is. It's like to live in a just a three-dimensional existence. is stupid. I mean, I don't know what other word to use but stupid. You know, maybe that's the wrong word to use, but in the moment, I honestly don't care because I'm so sick of it. But no, I'm not blackpilling anybody. I'm just being real, dude. I'll tell you. I'll go into a little bit about like beyond the third dimension, just like the fourth dimension. Let's talk a little bit about. Okay, let's look at it. Am I talking about woo-woo shit when I'm talking about the fourth dimension? And that there's more to this going on than just this 3D world of money and consumption and all this fucking bullshit? Dude, of course there is more. Of course there is. The best that I can pull out of my ass in the moment right now is that quote about, you know, about how does it go? It says the short-sighted embark on the dishonest path, the wise on the honest path, because the wise know the truth that in helping others we help ourselves, and in hurting others we hurt ourselves. Like see, in the three-dimensional world, this law does not apply, and it's rejected. The three-dimensional world rejects this idea. Well, that's because the three-dimensional world is based on short-sightedness. There is no forward thinking in the three-dimensional world. Everything is just about money and consumption, just like in the movie They Live. Like, everything is about money, consumption, obey, you know, no free thought, don't think for yourself, just keep worshiping money, you know. It's all, like, that's the whole 3D world, you know. But like to experience the fourth dimension requires honesty. That's the first thing it requires, is actually being truly honest. And honesty starts with oneself. I have to be honest with myself, which is where like a lot of this Carl Jung shit, this Carl Jung archetype shit and like shadow integration and shit totally comes into play. Like, I have to be honest with myself. I have to look at myself. Who have I been all these years? What have I been doing all these years? Where have I been making mistakes? Where have I been being dishonest? Who have I been being dishonest to? And start looking at that shit realistically. You know, what are my flaws? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? And taking being totally real about it. Being honest with oneself. And then once a person gets in the habit of being honest with oneself, then that opens the door to, you know, the truth. What is the truth? Right? This is the way all this shit works, man. And I'm just telling you what I've learned. And I learned it from greater people than me or you. There's fucking amazing people everywhere in the world if you're looking for them. It's true. Everywhere. And no, yeah, so going back to that quote, the short-sighted embark on the third dimensional world, the dishonest path. The wise embark on the fourth dimension, because the wise know the truth that in helping others is how we help ourselves. See, in the three-dimensional world, there is nothing that says that. There is no like you know, like that's not encoded into our society that in helping others we help ourselves. No, actually the opposite is what is encoded in society that we're brought up to learn, is like you know, Darwinism and might makes right and all this shit, and you know, the strongest survive and all this shit. Like all this bullshit, that's all third dimensional shit. that's embarking on the dishonest path. Like, you know, to worship money and then believe that you're not religious. For a person to worship money, but then simultaneously and hypocritically believe themselves to not be following a religion is like, it's just pure retardation. It's like you're retarded if you don't see, if a person is worshiping money and they can't even see it because they're that blindly worshiping money. They're so blindly worshiping money that they can't even see it, that they're a fucking religious fanatic who worships money, and they're so fanatical, blindly fanatical, that they can't even see that they're involved in a fucking like a really retarded religion. I mean, well, then that's like, and if money's a religion, well, then they don't care who they hurt to get money, because money is their god. You know, that's what money's all about, is hurting other people in order to profit and gain from it. You know, and like the levels of deception with money are so deep and intricate, and the matrix of deception around the entire system of money is so deep seated and just right. So like, that's not being honest. See, this is the thing too, is like I can easily deceive myself. I do it all the time. Everybody does. You know, there's a really quick, easy example. It would be like if I see some really sexy, beautiful woman who's in some kind of distress. Is my compulsion to addressing that really sexy, beautiful woman in distress, is my compulsion out of the intent of helping them, or is the intent out of helping myself to getting, hopefully somehow working it to where I can get what I want out of this situation? You know, like, I'm telling you, and this is the human condition. This isn't me. Anybody who tells you that they are not like this is a liar, because that's part of the human condition. We have to deal with this every day of our life. We're constantly at a crossroads. Am I going to make this decision? And if so, why? Because, you know, here's the bad motivation as to why I would or wouldn't make this decision. And here's the good motivation to why I would or wouldn't make the decision. And then here's all the gray area in between. Some things are very, very difficult to discern what is right and what is wrong. And then there are times where it is more clear what is right or what is wrong. But the human condition is to try to, deceive oneself. Because if what the right decision is what I don't want to do, and because the wrong decision will give me more, what do they call that? Instant gratification. The wrong decision gives me instant gratification, whereas the right decision is the more difficult path. Well, then there's that devil in one ear telling me, "Oh no, dude, it's cool. Just go this way. Do this. Don't worry about it. Just go for the instant gratification. Don't even worry about it," right? So we're all in this state. All of our lives, we're constantly being confronted all of our lives with these decisions, where we can take the short-sighted path for instant gratification, or we can take the path of honesty, which is doesn't give the instant gratification. Going back to this thing. And so that in and of itself is beyond the third dimension. Like the conscience, the subconscious, all these different layers of the mind and the psyche and all this shit. All that is beyond the three-dimensional world that we live in. So yeah, I mean, dude, it's like obvious there's more beyond this three-dimensional world. And the majority of people, they live for the instant gratification that comes with walking the short-sighted path. And they choose to walk the short-sighted path for instant gratification. And so basically they're choosing the three-dimensional world, conscious at some level in their conscious, knowing that there is a dimension above and beyond the third, but they just choose to ignore it. And you see it everywhere, all the time. It's constant, non-stop, dude. It's everywhere, all the time. And so, yeah, I would rather be wise than short-sighted, personally. That's just me. You know? But see, there are people who think that it's better to sacrifice wisdom for the instant gratification of the short-sightedness. I mean, that's why the movie The Matrix, there's so much beauty in it. Like, that's what Cypher did. Cypher chose the instant gratification of short-sightedness over the truth. Over the truth. The truth is beyond the third dimension. The truth lies. I mean, I'm sure it also lies in the third dimension, but you'll find as much or more, at least I would, if I were to guess, in the fourth dimension. And I don't know, like, look, all this woo-woo shit about New Age and all this shit, I'm not going there. I'm not interested in it, because it's just more bullshit. All this woo-woo garbage, New Age fucking garbage, it's all based in money, property, and prestige, which are three-dimensional things. So I'm not going to talk beyond, like, the fourth dimension, because I don't want to get into this New Age bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not into it. But that there's more than just the third dimension, obviously there is. Like, and so we are constantly being fed, just like in the Underachievers Manifesto. I'm going to steal from that book. We are constantly being fed unrelenting messaging all the time that there is nothing beyond the third dimension, and that we must seek the instant gratification of the short-sighted path. That's all there is the short-sighted path, and we must continue on, no matter how stupid it is. And it's like, we've been brainwashed, dude. We've been brainwashed. So, oh yeah, there is so much to that quote. The short-sighted embarks on the dishonest path, the wise on the honest path, because the wise know the truth that in helping others, we help ourselves, and in hurting others, we hurt ourselves. It is very simple. It's very, very, very simple. Simple is not easy, though. You know? You can learn this shit from Bruce Lee, dude. Bruce Lee will tell you simple is not easy. You know, there's all kinds of fucking, if you need to go have some kind of iconic figure, which I don't blame you if you need that. I mean, who am I? I'm just some fucking peon. I ain't nobody. But, there's a lot of people greater than you and I who have said these same things and gone way further into depth on them and are way more clear and articulate in expressing them than me. It's just like nothing new. But the thing is when you look around, nobody's paying any attention to it. It doesn't matter how well spoken it is, how linguistically articulate it's spoken. It doesn't matter. The truth could be right in front of a person's face, and they're still gonna reject it because of the instant gratification of the short-sighted path. It's so alluring. I just want the instant gratification. Just plug me back in and make me somebody important. I don't know, like an actor or something. Just give me instant gratification. You know, like that movie, The Matrix, trips me to this day. When you look at it, what happened when Neo got unplugged? Look at Neo's life before he got unplugged and then after he got unplugged. Before Neo got unplugged, he was living a pretty good life. Dude, his place was nice. I think I would love to live in a place like Mr. Anderson lived in before he got unplugged. He had a nice fucking place. And then even though his job looked fucking miserable, I bet you it paid, right? So he had everything going on in the 3D world, right? But there was something that he knew something was wrong. Neo's like, there's got to be more than just this 3D bullshit. And so then when he finally does get unplugged, then look at where he went. Compare those two existences. He's in a nice place, got a good paying job. Then once he gets plugged in, he goes from living in a nice house with a good paying job to he's living in a fucking jail cell on a fucking Nebuchadnezzar wearing a bunch of tattered clothes and shit. Like, what do you think is going on there, dude? Like, come on. You know, we need to use our minds. We need to think. What does all this mean? Now, I'm not telling you to go be poor, and I don't care. Look, I've said this many times. I have nothing against rich people, poor people, Jews, blacks, whites. I don't give a fuck. People are people, dude. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to judge. If a person has a lot of money, hey, I can't judge. I don't know them. I don't know what's going on. Who knows besides God? You know, if God exists, God would be the only one that would really know what's the deal with this rich guy. Is he, you know, I don't fucking know. So who am I to judge? I got to agree. You know, I mean, look, I live pretty good though. I mean, you know, it's not much, but I like it. I enjoy it. It's pretty cool. You know, you can take a look. I give you a little tour of the Angry Hobo Nebuchadnezzar here. Why? Let's do it for fun. Look. This is the Angry Hobo Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, this is the couch, the daybed couch. This is where all the magic happens. You know. As you know, there's a window I can look through if I wanted to. I suppose there's a nice little painting of a beautiful woman. You know, there's a picture of a prostitute from the 1920s or whatever. I got my library of DVDs and Blu-rays. You know, here's some more of my libraries, my medicine cabinet. You know, here's my semi-compostable fucking makeshift toilet. You know, my little bathroom toilet area. I got it kind of decorated, you know, because for my own reasons, I have this decorated a specific way for my own specific reasons that I do this the way I do. It's not just random. I have this set up. Everything about the Angry Hobo Nebuchadnezzar is set up with a purpose. This is not random. Like, and I've talked about this before, like when you see all this bright color, there's a reason I have all this bright color in here. You know, this post, there's a reason that this post is here. It involves the structure of the Nebuchadnezzar. You know, there's a reason I have this massive library of Blu-rays and DVDs. There's a specific reason that I chose each of these different Blu-ray. Like literally, like, you know, there's a reason that the movie The Matrix is part of my collection. And there's a reason that the movie Total Recall is part of my collection. You know, there's a reason for so much of all of this being here. There's a reason I have the Twin Peaks series on Blu-ray. There's a reason that I have the movie The Vagrant. You know, dude, I'm telling you, man, like so much of everything, the way all this is set up has a very specific reason. All this bright color in here, you know, everything about this is all designed specifically for a very specific reason, you know. But anyways, yeah, and so and hey, I can't really complain at the end of the day. I mean, I kind of start feeling bad, like maybe I have too much, maybe I'm living too good, But compared to a lot of people, man, fucking, I'm like homeless compared to a lot of people. But then I see a lot of people that have it way worse than me, and I know that I don't know. See? When I see these people that appear to be financially worse than me, I know that I don't know what's going on. For all I know, that person is a fucking genius that deserves to live in a mansion and is on some kind of, vision quest or something. Or whatever. Who knows? I don't know. Yeah. But whatever. So whatever the case, going back to, anyways, I had a lot of stuff that I wanted to talk about. I did kind of go into some of it. But I mean, anyways, whatever. But I'm not trying to doom people, man. I'm really not. I know it seems like I'm trying to doom people, and I fucking cuss and all this stuff, dude. Like I've grown up a metalhead. I've been in bands that played with G.G. Allen's band. I've been in bands that, dude, like I've lived a different life. I fucking ate out of dumpsters for fucking 10 years, dude. Like, I mean, I'm not this like very kindly spoken person or whatever. Everybody's different, and I'm not ashamed of who I am. I'm not ashamed of how I live. I'm not ashamed of the way I talk. I'm not ashamed that I cuss. You know, um, you know, and I just kind of don't really give a fuck, because the reason I'm not ashamed is because I don't have ill intention in a general way towards anyone. Like I'm not calling for the death of all the Jays and I'm not fucking hating on the homeless and all this shit. Like, and when you look around, that's all you see is all these fucking idiots, dude, screaming and foaming at the mouth for the death of the Jays and the screaming for the death of the homeless, and it's just like everybody's doing this gay fucking bullshit, and so many people are not calling any of it out. Even if they're not doing anything, they're just sitting quietly. And I'm just that kind of person that to call it out. I'm like, dude, this is so gay, bro. And that's why I always talk about the homeless, because people are so dumb, dude. When they start fucking, dude, they're so stupid, bro. Like, there's nothing more cowardly than like trash talking homeless on the internet, where homeless don't even have a fucking chance to defend themselves. Like, dude, those are the worst people. I would caution you, anybody that's doing that, just look at them like they're you know what they are is really they're just unfortunately, like what it is they're just criminally insane. Anybody that would talk shit is such a coward that they would go on the internet and talk shit about homeless people, where homeless people don't even have a chance to defend themselves. Like, dude, and then you have different levels, like that nobody stands up to it. I would say those people are cowards as well. If a person isn't standing up against this cowardice, then they're complicit. They're complicit. And then when you, like, another thing, like when you see all this obvious stuff, like you see these obvious contradictions, like I talked about how, if you got 50,000 fucking U.S. displaced citizens that are dying from homelessness every year, and nobody's talking about it, the reason nobody's talking about it is because they're a bunch of fucking cowards, dude. They're cowards. And the reason they ignore it and refuse to look at it is because they're cowards. And cowards are just exactly that, cowards. And I don't want to be a coward. I don't want to be a stupid coward, right? And I'm just saying, now I'm not encouraging you do you. You do you, okay? And I ain't gonna. The only cowardice that I'm going after is all these big channels. These big channels with these big followings that are bringing in 5 and 6 and 7 figures a year. They're all cowards. Those are the ones that I'm talking about. Now, if it's just somebody with a small channel like mine, dude, do whatever you want. I don't. If you don't talk about homeless, dude, I don't care. You're not on my shit list. I'm not. I really don't have a problem with that at all. No, it's these people that have a responsibility to be talking about what's real. And who are they? All these big channels with these big fucking massive of subscribers that are getting all these views and bringing in 5 and 6 and 7 figures a year off their channel. They're cowards. They're obvious cowards. Like, they are such low-hanging fruit. Like, no, and they'll never talk about like there are 50,000 fucking U.S. fucking displaced citizens dying in homelessness every year. They never talk about it, and they never will, because all they care about is the 3D money, property, prestige. That's all they care about. And what kind of prestige is there in talking about the tens of thousands of U.S. citizens, displaced citizens dying from homelessness every year? Where's the prestige in talking about that? It's not there. That's why they don't talk about it. Where's the money in talking about that? It ain't there. They're not going to make money and get clicks and likes and prestige and accolades of praise talking about that, because their audiences are all low IQ. Their whole target audience is low IQ content for the low IQ masses. That's why they don't talk about it. That's why they don't have anything intelligent to talk about, generally speaking. They can rattle off facts that they've memorized and go in depth on the latest popular, headlines, but to think freely? Oh no, they're at the mercy of the mob of low IQ, their low IQ audience. They're at the mercy of their low IQ audience and the handler who that the handlers that bring them their 5, 6, and 7 figures a year off their channels. They're dictated. They're slaves, dude. Slaves bringing in millions of dollars. And it's like, whatever, dude. They have every chance to redeem themselves at any point, but 90 or at least 90 and obviously more percent of them, they'll never redeem themselves, because that's what they're all about. The 3D world. Everything is about money, property, prestige. They don't care. They don't care about the truth that, in helping others is how we help ourselves. Anybody with a large platform, the only thing that they should be doing with their platform is standing up for the weak and the small and the poor and those in need of those who are going without, and that's the only reason that their channel exists. And they're all failing epically, dude. Like, they just can't even handle the responsibility. They just can't. They just have zero capacity. And that's why it's such a joke to watch them. It's like, dude, you can't even handle this at all. So, and that's just kind of the way it is, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, no, it's cowardice. So again, I'm not anybody who isn't running a channel or that has a small channel or whatever, I'm not trying to pressure. No, I'm telling you, no, it's these big channels. They're on my shit list. These are the cowards I refer to. And I will just continue calling them out. Because it's just a bunch of bullshit, dude. Look at the old guard. Before we consider the new guard, let's look at the old guard. The old guard are all on the Epstein files. The new guard, oh, they're all the up-and-comers on the internet. See, the old guard, those are all the people that were on the, mainstream media, Hollywood, right? And look at what happened. Weird, they're all in the Epstein files and hanging out in the P. Diddy parties, huh? But now we have the new guard. Oh, and the new guard is going to be so much different this time, you guys. The new guard of internet influencers, it's going to be so much different than the old guard that all ended up on the Epstein Islands and in the Epstein files and partying at the P. Diddy parties. It's different this time, you guys, because it's the internet. It's not going to be that way now, right? Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making this video. And feel free to comment and share anything you like. And if you're one of these cowardly cunts that I'm referring to, feel free to comment. You can take my video and try to, turn me into some lol cow or something. Make my video go fucking viral. Yeah. Yep. Put me in the judgment seat. Throw me in the debate. Tell me how wrong I am. That the new guard is no different than the old guard. Prove it. Show the whole world how you're not a bunch of Epstein cockroaches that are just gonna the same fucking thing over and over. History repeats itself. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss, same fucking shit. Anyways, yeah, that'll do for this episode of another Angry Hobo channel with your host, Angry Hobo. Remember, stay tuned, stay informed, stay salty, and monetize.